CJ here. Just want to take a look at Tiger's round and what you can really take away from it. This was at Firestone when he shot his 61, and really what we're going to look at is a lot of the wedges. Tiger's posture, as you know, I'm pretty hardcore focused on that, and what we're looking for is the back of the shoulders, tip of the knees, balls of the feet, so you can see he's got great posture. What you're going to see here from Tiger, as the club goes back, he keeps the club in front of him, and that is just a trait of any good player. Most amateurs have a tendency to get the club on this side of that yellow line, so when you do that, the club will have a tendency to go more in, up, and then over. Whereas you see from most tour players, they keep the club in front of them going back. And what you'll see here, and we're going to notice some differences here with Tiger. Okay, so here's a shot with Tiger as he's swinging it through, and you'll be able to kind of watch how this shot goes. You're going to see, really, if I can let this play, the flight of this ball, and you can see the spin. So that had left to right spin on it. So if we go back and we look at Tiger's swing, all right, and here's how one of the best wedge players in the games does this. So you can see the hold-off move. He keeps the club, it comes down, if you will, parallel to, slightly above, a little bit on the steeper side. This is what Tiger's always trying to do. He's trying to keep the club in front of him more. So, and then the hold-off look, right there, it's almost, and I tell my students, I want you to kind of create a C, kind of a reverse C here. This is a great way to put spin on your wedges, and it doesn't matter if you're like Tiger here, 100 yards away, or just a little 30-yard pitch shot. So you can see how when the ball lands, it's going to have left to right spin. As we go forward here, and this is kind of a highlight reel of Tiger. We don't need to see that one. The main thing that what you're looking at here, Tiger's got a second shot. What I really like with Tiger this round, he's playing very conservative. He's playing towards the center of the greens. He's working the ball towards the hole, and you can see that one had a little bit of left to right spin in there, so he was trying to hit a little fade in there, even with a long iron. What you'll also notice here is watch the speed of his putts. When the ball's rolling with pretty decent speed. That's an important note to watch here as we go through this. You'll notice this putting here, the speed, very consistent. If you guys remember, if you've seen my putting DVD, I talk about the 3 factors that go into making putts, and that is speed, roll, and break. Speed is one of the 2 factors that you could control. Notice the speed that the ball's going in. His speed was very consistent at this point. Let's look at this Tiger. This is Tiger with a 7-iron. Let's go back to there. Let's go back just a little bit. We'll show you again the great points that you're looking for from these great players. Back of the shoulders, tip of the knees, balls of the feet. Perfect setup. As Tiger swings back, you're going to notice the club head stays again in front of his hands, right back along that line. Mark of a good player. Again, as the club comes down, parallel to, slightly above, parallel to, slightly above when it comes through. Great positions here. Okay. You'll notice this ball when it lands, good position, good ball control, good distance control, I should say. Excellent shot. Tap in putt right there. But what you can do is just pick apart his round and see what he's trying to do. Now here's a wedge. And what I want you to notice here with Tiger, okay, let's talk about this. Here Tiger's hitting a different shot. So what he's got here, and moving the camera a little bit, I'll get the line there, is club's going back, and you're going to see the line should be about right there. They just keep moving the camera on us. But what you're going to notice is how the club comes down a little bit shallower of that line. You're going to see now where it was above that forearm, it's a little bit underneath, and watch how the toe releases more. So he doesn't have as much of that hold off, and you can see the toe of the club is a little bit more closed. It's not as held off as much. And what you're going to notice here is he's hitting a draw. Watch the way this ball lands. So Tiger likes to control his finish to curve the ball. So you can see that ball was coming in from right to left and more towards the center of the green and spinning towards the hole. So and then obviously here's a putt. You can watch the speed again. Remember, speed is simply practice. You can get my putting DVD. We'll go over those factors a lot better. Here's another shot with a wedge. Let's talk about this. You can see the pin is on the right. So guess what Tiger's going to do? He's going to start the ball a little bit more towards the center of the green. He's going to keep the club head a little bit more in front of him going back. You can see the difference there. And when the club comes down, it stays steeper. And you're going to notice the hold off again. Now you can't really see the club, but that's definitely a different finish than the one where he had released the toe a little bit. So as we watch this, you will see what's going to happen with the ball. The ball will land and spin to the right. So there's the difference of what Tiger's doing when he's trying to fade it. Here's one, obviously another putt. We were talking about the speed. Let's see if his speed's better. This one went a little bit slower for him, but still decent speed. And again, if you can control your speed, it's real easy to read greens. Watch the speed again. Definitely a little bit more aggressive, if you will. This one, I thought he got a little tentative on. I think he was trying to let it break. What didn't look as aggressive. And this is the point where he knew 59 was in sight. Here was a great shot out of the rough. Another great shot. I think this was with a 9-iron. Just a beautiful shot there. And again, this speed, although he does get it by the hole, to me this looked a little tentative, just a little bit. It does run by the hole, but it didn't look like it had the same aggressiveness. Now this shot here, I want to talk about this shot. This shot's on 18. This is something that you cannot practice on the range. This is something that, this shot is not one that you really go out and practice too much. It's one that you have to learn by playing. Tiger's trying to keep it low here, and he just has to land it in the rough, and you're going to see how it bounces through. So that's not something that, is a great shot, and as we know, he goes on to make this putt and shoot a 61. We'll show that putt right here for you. Just a phenomenal round. And then Tiger goes on Sunday and plays protect mode, which, you'll notice that when you're that far back, or that in Tiger's situation that far ahead, you don't have to, you just have to make the field come and get you. He didn't do anything stupid. He just played smart golf, hitting more towards the center of the greens and getting the ball up and down. So I hope you can kind of take a little bit of what Tiger did here in this round and understand how he controls his wedges, great posture, and most importantly with the putting, notice the speed control. If you have any questions, get on the blog and let me know what you're thinking. And for you Insiders Club members, if you want to send your putting stroke to me or your full swing, send that to me and I will analyze it and tell you what we think and get you a plan on how to improve over the next few months. I'll see you guys later.